getting ready for the first race of 2 tonight, round 4 of the carsales ARG eSport Cup, Formula 3 Dalaras on the famous Monza circuit. We're good to go. Aaron Noonan and Tony Delberto with you, getting ready for this one, and it is going to be a cracker. Luca Jackman on pole position, our wildcard driver, the Dutchman Niels Jangevel, driving for Track Tech Racing from New Zealand. We're off and rolling. 43 cars on the run down to turn 1, 20 minutes on the clock. Let's see if they all make it through the first chicane. In fact, one of them in the background has not even got anywhere near the postcode of the first chicane as they dial on down. Harley Havers made the jump. The Kumho tyre car is off and rolling, but a spinner in the background. And I reckon that might have been Nathan Hurd, and this will be the absolute disaster zone that we thought it might be.
Absolute chaos. I actually thought for a second there we were going to get through that first chicane unscathed, but
Wrong.
I was very wrong there. So we've got quite a few cars out of action at the moment.
No, we're in the fight. Contact there behind. Nathan Hurd off the road. The Gulf Western Oils car, another of those title rivals. That's at the second chicane.
All right, let's have a look at the Total replay here. Nathan Hurd. Let's see what transpires here.
Oh dear.
It's just offloaded.
Niels Langeveld, looks like, may have been into the back of the young Trans Am gun. Hearing through from virtual race control TD that Niels Langeveld is going to pick up a 30-second time penalty for that contact with Nathan Hurd. And in fact, here he is, serving.
That's going to ruin his race, unfortunately. Garth Tander, though, he's having a big battle here with
look at this.
Timmy McReynolds, who is John Martin's pit crew.
Well, they're both going
and he can drive bloody good. So let's see if he can hold off Garth Tander. I don't reckon he would have thought he'd be racing against a Bathurst champion tonight and showing him how it's done. Very good on the sim, Timmy. 12
minutes to go in this first race, and this is the fight for 6th and 7th with Tim Macro just behind Garth Tander in that orange number 23 car at the back of shot as they work their way through the second Les Mills.
Let's have a look at this replay here. Ash Sutton, he's crashed into the fence there and he's got a wheel hanging off. Let's check out how that happened. Let's have a look here. Jaden Ransley having another crack.
Yeah, moving forward here, that's Nathan Hurd in front with Aaron Seaton in the fluoro yellow car, just there. Of course, Trans Am driver these days works at DJRT Penske during the week. And
he does.
Has been a young gun in the Toyota 86 racing series. He's done a bit of everything. He's won his class at the Bathurst 12 hour. He's a very accomplished young driver who's had a go at just about everything. Speedway, he started in Speedway for point of view of getting good car control, and he certainly got it. It doesn't hurt when you're a great third generation driver. And Harley Havers the man though. The Kumho car, number 21. He's got a controlling margin over Luca Giacomin. He's on his run home to the checkered flag, so he will score his second win from the last 3 races. So jumps from the Audi touring car last week at Watkins Glen into the Dallara Formula 3 car at Monza. He's going to get the job done. The kid is good. Final turn. Parabolica coming to the checkered flag. The first race in this round tonight of the carsales ARG eSport Cup will go to Harley Haver. Dominant, strong drives from he and the runner-up Luca Giacomin to the line. They are miles in front of the rest. 13 seconds, in fact. As we take a look at the starting grid for this race, TD, and Niels Langeveld, the Dutchman, will start from pole in the Track Tech car.
And Nathan Walkham, here we go, and the race is underway down into turn 1. Let's see what carnage can unfold.
We didn't get everybody through the first chicane in the first race. Let's see how they go in the second. They're all off and rolling. 43 cars on the run to the first chicane at Monza, and they funnel on through. Can they all make it through? No. No and no. Plenty of...
I think there's actually more carnage there than race 1, Noons, and it's still continuing on the background.
But there were some smart drivers there who knew there was going to be a shunt, so they went to the escape road. And look at this, cars stuck on top of one another, and that is Dylan O'Keefe, 4th in the points coming into tonight. He is at the tail of the field. That will sting.
I think this might call for a bit of a safety car
here. That's Giacomin, the runner-up in race 1 involved. That's the second chicane. Oh boy, I thought everyone got their aggression out in the first race, but they seem to have a little bit left up. Tim Brooks in drama as well. Back to the front, Tom Randall, second spot in the tow on Langeveld and going for the lead down at the Ascari chicane. Randall's in the tow, trying to chase the track tech car across the road. He is up against the pit wall. He's tucking to that inside line. If he stays there, he'll end up on the famous Monza banking. He's that tight to the wall, but he will hug the inside line. Randall will not be able to get by at the first chicane, and Nathan Hearn gets himself up into the mix and, importantly, into that slipstream zone.
Yeah, Randall there lit the rears up. Got Nathan Hearn on board now. It was a braking duel down to turn 1, and you see the slipstream now. Nathan's making good ground on Thomas, but he can't really go anywhere. The thing that interests me, though, how many times can you move on the straight? Is there a
63
limit?
by what I saw then. And I tell you what, there are penalties given in the aftermath of these races, and from memory of the report I saw during the week, Langeveld may have got himself 1 or 2 of those for a similar scenario last week. Of course, Barton Moore, so much experience in F3 cars in Australia, in Britain.
World Time Attack cars, TCR,
Porsche Carrera Cup.
The list just goes on and on and on for that bloke.
Just about everything. And now he's hunting for another position. End of lap 1, a couple of cars that were damaged in the opening stages of the race coming back out of the pit lane. If you don't really follow virtual sim racing, in the case of cars that have had crashes and accidents, around goes Barton Moore. Got stuck right in behind Tom Randall and Luke that manages to clear the area. But here's Aaron Seaton, who now has Harley Haber to contend with in the fight for P5 and P6.
So he's in the slipstream there, so let's see if he can have a bit of a run up into the second chicane.
Bit of a run.
Here we go.
He's got a fair run and he's got the inside now.
Cito made that a bit easy, I reckon.
Oh, not over yet, not over yet. Seaton can fight here because there is... No, can't get it done. He couldn't stay quite far enough around the outside. And this is Nathan Hearn, who's going to get a big tow. He's got a tow strap here. He's going to hook it on the back of Tom Randall in this fight for second spot. And Tom knows it too because he's already starting to move around and try to break the tow. But it's too late because the Gulf Western Oils car is in the tow. It's down the inside. He's got the move done. Let's go to the front of the field. Nathan Hearn's in a big fight with Tom Randall for second spot, and he joins us on the line. How are you going to work with Tom Randall here to catch the leader?
We're trying hard. We're swapping the position every time we get down the straight, trying to use the slipstream to our advantage. But yeah, Niels has got a lot of pace behind him. Obviously, as they're just running a bit wide there, as well as that with the aero wash. The aero wash is massive in these cars. So Tom, we lose about half a second to each other around that section of the track, and we've got to work back up, try and catch it down the straight. So I don't know, we're giving it a red hot crack, but that's all we can do at the moment.
So Haber gets that position from Nathan Hearn. He's on an absolute mission. So his next one is Thomas Randall. And I reckon he's got 2.5 minutes to do it. He'll be able to get around him.
Run down, run straight Monza. You've called it. It could be Slipstream Central here, and that's what he gets. Now he makes the really aggressive run to the inside. I think Randall expected him to go the long way, and Haber stuffs it down the inside. He's racing for the title. He's through to P2. Big move from the young gun. We are up and about in the commentary box because I honestly thought, and I think Tom Randall thought, that Haber was going to drift back to the outside because there wasn't room. He made room and got it done.
That was a great move there. He did the little fakie to the left and then dived for the right and still made the corner.
Candy and it got bought.
Oh!
Round!
No! Randall. Around he goes. He'll be absolutely spewing.
Let's have a look at this again on the run. Down towards the first chicane. Looking outside, cuts back inside just before the grass arrives. Late under brakes, gets it done, and you'll see on screen that is where we're heading next week. Round 5 will stay with the Formula 3 Dalara's TD, but we will head to Barcelona, the home of the Spanish Grand Prix. That's coming up Thursday, April 30, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
George Mediki's setting up beautiful there. Got a nice exit. He's going to have the slipstream advantage going into the second chicane here. So he might be able to get a run on Will Brown and get that position back. We spoke to him before the race, and he's absolutely loving this online racing, especially with all the stuff that's going on around the world. He's just using this as an opportunity to have a little bit of fun. He's trying to go around the outside of Will Brown, and he's made it work.
Hustle and hustle, but Brown will get the run into the chicane and chops up the inside and covers that line off.
We've got Niels Langeveld here finishing off and taking the checkered flag.
Gets the job done. He was penalised in race 1. Finished 20th, got the pole, gets the win in race 2 at Monza.